just a breeze will muss your hair.
I mean, we get the nicest stories and comments and everything on his fan page on Facebook. I mean, some of the things that people say are just like very, heartwarming. They really must have
genuine.
He must have, and he must have made people really feel relaxed because they were all like they're always like, oh, he's such a cool guy. Like he was so down to earth, and I'm like, I don't know if he was, but whatever. Yeah. But at least
he played that character really well.
Yeah, right. But at least he made people feel, comfortable. He wasn't a snob for sure.
No, not at all. Yeah,
not at all. But
he did have actually his points of humility as well. You know what I mean? Of course, when he was representing as one of the Four Seasons or whatever, he's in performance mode, so he's always going to be nice to his fans, and he's going to be in a. But genuinely, he was pretty nice, not in that world. Also, like he was nice, he was funny, he was engaging, he wasn't like checked out all the time, he wasn't a jerk for no reason.
No, he's definitely engaged.
Yeah, absolutely, and he wasn't like a star. Like he didn't suffer from that rock star syndrome all that much, where he just talked down to everybody either. You know what I mean?
No, but you know why? I think we're learning. He didn't feel like he was the rock star that he wanted to be. So
exactly.
That's what I was saying about him being in the Four Seasons is he's proud of that. He was proud of that, but he felt like, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted to be.
He thought this was his stepping stone.
I'm proud of what I did, but
he thought that the Seasons was the stepping stone back into the spotlight of his songwriting. That the Air Force ruined the Critters, essentially. You know what I mean? And the time and whatever.
Yeah, the timing. And
the first Critters music video, he wasn't even in it because he was drafted. The guy's lip syncing. It's not even dead.
Yes. Yes. He is in one. He was on a television show with them playing live.
That's correct. Yeah.
I'm going to have to... it's on YouTube, I think. Anyway, though, the one that I would like to bring up is when he talks about his dad. All right?
Where are we at?
This is page 7, like in the middle.
Oh.
When he talks about, my family moved from those meager digs in Jersey City to a palatial estate in Plainfield, New Jersey. A castle of a house that Dad had gotten, and he put in quotes, for a steal. I don't know what that means, but it had been the home of Samuel W. Rushmore, the inventor of an electric car generator, car headlights, and a self-starter. Anyway, he said on his deathbed, Rushmore had reportedly ordered that dynamite be placed at key points around the house so that upon his death it would be leveled. When he died, the town would not allow the explosion. True story? I don't know. Dad said it was, but then Dad was a storyteller and could easily blur the lines between fact and fiction. So that's what he said about his dad. And I wrote, aha, next to that. Because there were definitely times that I know for a fact that he would embellish or fictionalize a story.
Of course.
For my benefit, because it would make him look better to me. And he would think, this would be great for her to think that I did. He once told me that he was going to have supposed to have lunch with Elvis the week after he died.
Right.
He's like, I was supposed to have lunch with it because he had just died. It was 1977, right? So I was 8 and we were talking about it or something. And he said, I was supposed to have lunch with him, the week after or something. And I was like, really? And it just made it like such an interesting story for me.
Right.
But that was definitely not true.
Right.
So it's funny that he said, is that a true story? I don't know. Dad was a storyteller. I was like, all right. I guess maybe it's just New Jersey, Italian guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, performers too, like, comedians, they speak a lot about their real life stuff, but they'll add in a couple of key points in there to kind of make the story flow or have a little bit more whatever.
Yeah, but that's for an audience, not for your daughter.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is for an audience. Yeah.
Because I'm the audience.
Uh-huh. Yeah, anybody is.
You're like, oh, anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're
Wait a
getting
minute.
it.
So I'm, this is what we needed to figure out. So.
Podcast over. No,
wait a minute. Yeah. All right, we're done. I guess we figured it out.
Chapter 2 on page 13, after the whole accordion story, I wrote storyteller, just like dynamite.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, well, so I guess, some of these things are really telling.
They are.
if we're gonna edit this book, right, and revise
Right.
this book, one of our ideas was to add our own stories in there, right? Like within his stories. So
Right.
that's where I like that natural break of true story. I don't know. Dad was a story. No, that's where I would think that we could both write a story about him telling something that wasn't quite true or
Right.
something.
Right. Or someone in hindsight you realize there's no way that was possible. You know.
Oh yeah, for sure.